Like a hawk's eye, the hidden, spotted, like a wound, it carries all the memories, the long, short, beauty, and the ugly. How lovely, those thoughts to the bosom, inclined with the sweetest mentions. Only so many days to spray the perfume and reminisce to the skies the sweetest list of things of the loveliest. Leaves me perplexed how long I've waited for this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Poetry Journal Podcast. I am your host, Alex Murdoch. Wishing everyone blessings and positive energy. I feel like that counts for a lot. So I like to put that out there. Without further ado, let me just go back into the next piece I just read. I would like, hopefully you've had a chance to kind of resonate, kind of feel what I'm saying. But here's another chance. Like a hawk's eye, the hidden, spotted, like a wound, it carries all the memories, the long, short, beauty, and the ugly. How lovely, those thoughts to the bosom. Inclined with your sweetest mentions, only so many days to spray the perfume of reminisce to the skies the sweetest list of things of the loveliest. Leaves me perplexed how long I've waited for this. Firstly, I have to acknowledge that it has been a while since I spoke on or I wrote a piece that speaks to the matters on the heart of the heart in this type of sense where I think this I'd say in a sense where it's almost like somewhat distant, not so much perplexed by the memories, and there's not so many triggers behind the words in a sense. I think this is one of the reasons I felt it was a good piece to unpack for this week. Something positive and refreshing in terms of outlook, because I like to for the most part write. All my writing kind of reflects on my experience, and so to an extent, there is always I always feel this power behind the words, regardless. But there's even more power behind the words because they all relate to me, and so in this sense, it's kind of like a little bit different because even though there's power behind the words, I'm at a distance in regards to just the outlook and the feeling that they represent in a sense. Something positive and refreshing, I feel, because of that. Yet still relevant as it speaks to where I am in terms of mindset and growth. I would have to also say that there are many roller coasters that takes place in the realm of art, and simply just portraying your piece and the many facets that you unpack. I'm also positive. I'm also positive to say this week, this piece I'm speaking on reflects on my state of mind in terms of, just being in a good mindset, feeling positive, and this is because I feel relatively distant away from what is this piece and what it represents in terms of experience, but it is still well respected as a whole because, as always, it gives validation to the journey. And a while back, this brings to mind a while back when I'm not sure if you've heard the episode, but you should go back and listen to it. It was a really great episode with a guest, Ryan Brown, and we were speaking about certain situations where you go through something, and for a long time it's almost like it is so triggering. It's or certain things, just certain words, just trigger that very same feeling. There's a certain stimulus that everything, it always invigorates that very specific experience that you've had. And I feel, in time, these things almost it changes. It changes in time, but it's almost like it changes in a sense where you actually feel like these triggers no longer have such a power over you in a sense. So it kind of puts you in a space where, like, after a certain period you can kind of look back, and regardless of what the situation, even though it might trigger you, it's almost like you can almost laugh or like be humorous about your experience, or whatever the case may be. You feel to address your emotion behind it, because there's always going to be thoughts relating to it still, but at the same time the feeling is not as powerful, and so I felt that was something important to mention. But in this moment in time, I believe I'm just speaking on various situations that this writing entails, but it's more from a more enjoyment, no triggers, just clarity, no smoke screens. In this instance, just want to convey the message to acknowledge. Well, really, what I'm saying is to take away from this. One of the things I would like people to take away from this, just a kind of like acknowledgement to the good days. And I feel like just speaking on all the things I've just mentioned, this is one of the occasions where you could class as a good day, because you can kind of appreciate everything as a whole, but there's no that's less well, like we said, triggers and all the things that comes with that. There's an absence of all those type of symptoms that you feel. They not only allow you almost like a holiday period, like, or feel good times. They allow you to breathe. My suggestion to you, if you're in that position, and to which I'm kind of trying to speak to and trying to describe, is to make sure you embrace it, make the most of it. This is simply because we don't know how long they will last. Another point, well, I really want to unpack this quote now, the essence of it, in terms of like, I guess in a sense it's more of an admiration. Well, the overall quote itself is more kind of like a reference to the heart, and in a type of like admiration type of outlook, in terms of the things I'm speaking about. and all the aspects pertaining to the human experience relating to the heart. I'm specifically pinpointing the idea in which the heart represents in certain aspects, like things that I mentioned, like an open wound. It feels everything, so it's overly sensitive. It never forgets. It's like muscle memory. Um, it carries all the memory. It carries all the memories when it comes to love and experience. That's powerful. That's beyond muscle memory in a sense. Um, Even in terms of length of experiences, like the long ones, the short ones, even experiences relating to the beautiful, experiences relating, depicting the ugly. Um, and I say all that to say there is beauty in that. Um, Unlike the brain, I like to think of it like there is a certain passion attached to everything to do with the heart. And like I said, I like to reiterate just that there's beauty. That's a beautiful thing in itself. Um, and I feel like with all that being said, that's a lot of food for thought. So have a think about what I'm saying. Um, I want to go into the next segment now. And I'll start that with a quote. Poised in your mentions, cries in your departing, passion in your actions. What are days in your absence? Moments with a lack of mention. Don't dare to dare. No spears for nightmares. Should you cease? Should you not exist? And, as we speak of the heart, in going back to the previous segue, I think this piece gives testament to certain things that I was trying to describe or kind of depict in a way. I think it gives testament to the various ways those symptoms of your experience leaves a mark, whether that be, or in this situation, positive. Your mentions, just the mere mention of you or your name, even your scent, can trigger a person, given the stimulus, be it powerful enough. Uh, Same thing goes for cries, your actions, sensing absence. These are all stimulus. These are all forms of stimulations in a sense. Um, I believe these are factors that can result in a type of cause and effect, simply due to you know um, how the heart works, and just being so almost picking up on all of these. It's kind of like a radar. It's picking up on all these situations, just sensing, like a sensor, where sensing radar is sensing all these type of things pertaining to your feelings and stimulations. All these things that comes with experiences pertaining to what we're speaking on. Don't dare to dare. I find this is a very profound, just a profound line in general. Just and for me, what it represents is almost like, don't dare for the simple cause and effect of such, because there's power in that. And in my mind, the way I see it, it's almost like the universe listens. While the heart remains almost reactive, and so in a way unpredictable, because we can't control what our heart does. In other words, because of what you wish, these things can kind of almost affect your surroundings, your life, there's a cause and effect situation going on here, I feel. And this is what I feel this thing represents. Don't dare to dare. It's almost like speaking of the universe and the cause and effects that comes with the universe. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'll leave that there. And the last few lines, should you cease, should you not exist? I'll respond to this quote with two questions. Is there any greater bliss? And my other question would be, while at the same time, is there a greater tragedy when it comes to affairs of the heart pertaining to love? Again, I'll say that again. Should you cease? Should you not exist? Is there any greater bliss? And my other question is, at the same time, is there any greater tragedy when it comes to affairs of the heart pertaining to love? And my take on that would be, say whatever, like a powerful love story in a sense. And it's powerful because we can see the power behind it, but it's more powerful because it's more powerful than anything because it's happened. But at the same time, should that cease to exist, is there any greater tragedy? And I think that's a very profound thing to contemplate. So I just wanted to put that out there. But I want to say thanks to everyone that keeps supporting my page and supporting my podcast. As always, you can find me on Instagram as POTRYJOURNAL at Poetry Journal. Also, Into the Abyss Volume 3 is out now, so everyone can find that. I also leave a link below on for the YouTube where you can find the podcast episodes that I've done with guests, which was they should be on YouTube. So I'll leave that link below with this episode. But again, thanks for everyone for tuning in, and I appreciate the support. And we'll speak soon. Until next time, take care.